I don't even know what that means.
Hey, man.
It just felt like the perfect time to say
Something's
abound.
abound. That's like some shit you say before you go out hunting. Something's abound.
Something's abound. Hey, nigga, don't
go out and
get
kill
ready
an elk.
Don't get ready to snipe nothing and put your finger in the air like that's gonna help, bruh. Why
Nah.
niggas do that? Like,
Because whichever the way the wind is blowing is the way my bullet about to go. So I gotta slightly off. Nah, bro, they don't know shit they talking about. Niggas be trying to be scholars, bro, out here killing elks.
man, you can move that as much as you. Oh, it's caught on that. Just move it closer to. There you go.
Check. Hello?
And just so you don't have to duck and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, shit. Hello?
Production value.
Do you think? Nah, I asked that question. I'll get to it. Let me hold that.
Something's abound.
Something's abound. Where the fuck? Where do they say abound at? Is that a European thing?
I don't. Who says it?
Somebody says abound.
But that's genuinely how I felt when white people are outside. Like, how are you? Be safe. A white person telling me to be safe is terrifying. I don't know. You say it to your niggas like, hey nigga, be safe outside, my nigga. Like that's ingrained in us. But a white person, be safe. Okay, now I'm terrified.
Right.
So what you trying to do? You trying to kill me?
Something's about.
Something's abound. That's hella funny.
On your go, big dog.
Yeah. Just about to.
Just dialing it in nicely, eh? I don't got it. That ain't it. I'm gonna get this role. I don't know what role it is, but I'm getting this role. If Idris can play Stringer Bell,
I was about to say you try to take back their roles now,
yeah.
because they're leaving their location to come to America. So you want to go take their shit?
I'm going over there.
Shit, Andre 3000 was already doing it.
Hey, I'm fully on it.
There has to be a plethora of roles just available.
Cause they leaving.
They go. So you can go to Britain, bro, and be doing hella shit.
Oh my god, you can. Something's about.
It's like he's such a method actor.
And then last question for you, Monty. The mic's blocking your face, so are you cool with that, or do you want it to be down and pointed up? And I know that's
production. Now we're talking production, people.
Oh, yep.
Now we're talking production.
That's perfect.
You better work.
All right, both is rolling.
Yeah. So Meet the Brave podcast. I am Mani Draper.
I am LG.
Lex B, you motherfucking B.
And finally, the pod has come back.
Welcome.
Hey, a week off feels nuts, and we didn't really have we had a week off.
Mm-hmm.
Speak for yourself, nigga.
This nigga Lex worked for 72 days straight. So he ain't have a day off. But wait, why Poe text me and L like, so what niggas doing with their day off? It's like, bro, ain't too much we can get into, fellas. How you doing?
Shit, good, man. How you
I'm
doing?
great. Yeah, Allah blessed us.
Hey. Speaking of, let's do that first. To all our YouTube viewership, salute to y'all. That whole Element edition has been insane. Shout out to Lex for making it happen. All the clips weekly. We got blessed by the God though. We got blessed by the God. Our review of a written testimony by Jay Electronica was stamped by the God himself.
Hey.
Salute Jay Elect. I gotta say, fellas, it's obviously not the reason to do it, but it's kind of cool. Like,
no, it was dope.
Because it feels like people only hear when you talk crazy about them.
Mm.
So the one time you say some good shit about somebody you're a fan about, and then they hear it, it's like, oh, I'm rolling.
Yeah, people should just tune in now just if they hear their name, because if you hear it come from here, bro, it's not gonna be no foul shit.
I
was about to say.
Well,
think so?
I'm going in today. We had a week off. I got a lot of shit today.
Okay.
No, so everybody, YouTube, subscribe to the channel, Monty Draper. Within the Monty Draper channel, there is the Meet the Brave podcast playlist every week. Lex blesses us with tons of clips, and then you can watch the full episode if that's the way you so choose to consume the show. To our iTunes podcast listeners, Spotify listenership, Stitcher, Castbox, Simplecast, Google Play. Thank you guys. Continue to subscribe, rate, comment, and share. It is our currency. And follow the podcast via IG, Meet the Brave Podcast.
Do's it.
Yeah, we got that out the way early.
Yeah.
What? Come on, man.
Stamped it.
Man, hold up. Let's show Monty some love. Grand Nationals out.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Good shit, man.
We see him moving around.
Yo.
You know, he out here.
Out here. Out here.
You said money out here pop like
Yeah, all that. R.I.P. Huey.
Hey, if y'all see me walking around just pop locking for no reason, bro, something is going. Something's about.
Something's about. Something's for sure about.
Oh man! Shout out my Grand National family. Shout out everybody on for the love of that episode. G Lex and I were talking before you got up about that episode. I was so unhappy with so many parts of the production on my end. Nobody else's fault but me. But the fact that was able to cut through and people were more so resonating with the stories and some of the context, and I don't know, man. It was just dope. A lot of the feedback and that, especially taking a step away from our normal show, it was dope that people were excited about that in comparison to like the trajectory we had been on with the show. Like the show has so much momentum and the consistency in what we offer. I was like, damn, is this the time to completely disrupt our shit right now? And it worked. And I think it's just the element of what we sort of already set up here. We're kind of the new quality control, but not in the not in this self-absorbed way where people are more inclined to take, our word for it. Shay says all the time, she's like, bro, I can't get through a show because some of the references y'all make, I got to go listen to it right then. I got to go read it right then or buy the book or watch the movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's dope. And back to the J Elect point, we did set a show up based on like the shit we fuck with. It's not so much engulfed in the things we don't like. Like we don't waste our 2 hours.
They're not really following stories. I can tell you right now, bro. The premise of this show has nothing to do with following stories.
Nothing.
Monty might follow some stories, but
wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Something's about.
Something's about
something.
Something's about.
Something's about.
Something's about. What stories I follow, guys?
Huh?
What stories I follow?
I mean, no, you just might know like a little bit more about some of the stories.
Oh no, but I do.
But
just from Monty's YouTube channel, we know that.
Hey, y'all gotta chill. Leave my YouTube algorithm is my business, fam. Y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta relax.
Extensive.
It is. It's hey, spectrums. Let's talk spectrums while we're here. A lot of shit did happen. And then here I'm going. I don't know those stories, and we're gonna get right into it. Before we do that, I hesitate. I hesitate on talking about shit.
He who hesitates is lost.
Y'all niggas not about to just hit me with applicable bars all show. I do hesitate to big shit up, especially when I have something to do with it. But I can't help it. This shit, the Grand National shit was amazing.
Project's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man.
Out on all DSPs.
All DSPs.
See, I'll do
right
the
here.
shameless plug for you.
I appreciate you, brother. My brother. The whole squad, like everybody's selflessness, everybody's dedication and commitment, not just during the process, but the promotion and the branding. And I'm only bringing this up because there's a lot of us out there that are creatives, that have ideas, that go against everything that is sort of status quo, and the gatekeepers and the people who sit on the boards of these agencies and sort of can help usher you in. Everybody's in this position to sort of like, instead of like continuing the ingenuity that got them in there, once they get in there, everybody wants to just hold on and doesn't want to lose anything. And so whenever you come with new ideas and want to kind of be left, or shit or right for that matter, you want to come just disrupt everything that is. The pushback is like, nah, this shit ain't gonna work. Well, why? And we've heard a lot of that over the years in terms of like having these, like this Grand National idea, at least for me, is not anything that is new. I just heard over and over again why it couldn't work. And to some of those people's point, it wouldn't have worked when we tried it initially because the cast wasn't right and just a lot of different elements in the play. I didn't know as much. The other artists didn't know as much. If you didn't know, we're back downtown, so you're gonna get a lot of the street noise. I can't tell what that is though. I thought it was Hove, not quite. That's not Hove.
That's West Oakland home.
That's West Oakland Hope. What West Oakland Hope you talking about? What he said?
Shit.
But just to
Gentrification.
that's all. You got. Oh man, it's just a reminder though to keep pushing your line, keep fighting for what you believe in the cultures and the safe spaces for the people that you care about, that you want to see. I had a really great dialogue with people that have been inquiring. It's like, yo, what was y'all secret? And I'm proud to say that it wasn't no secret other than just giving a fuck about how the space was curated to be safe, to be inclusive, and to provide vast amount of ample opportunity for men of color to work through some of the trauma and things that they're current state of affairs, and then set up a play to welcome our women into the space. But we have a lot of work to do in regards in regards to the space that has been cultivated in the creative world. Because you know what they talk about it in the workplace and in Hollywood and all this shit where it hasn't been safe and welcoming to women. The music industry is fucked up too, and I've experienced that because I've been so gung ho and so eager to work with women, black women especially, who I deem some of the most brilliant writers and thinkers of our time. And just off excitement and ignorance, really, just be like, hey, pull up. Like, I'm a fan. Come to the studio. Like I would hit you like, hey, G, pull up. And like, nah, nigga, it don't work like that. Can't just pull up in a studio full of niggas. I don't know you niggas like that. You know, at least when it's you got a chance to fight your way up out of there. You know,
Most definitely.
and not even having to consider that or weigh that option. Was infuriating. I was really upset with myself for not even considering that, and so really wanted to do the work to start chipping away at what I myself and a lot of other of us are culpable in building just out of privilege, and so this season 1 is called season 1 for a reason, because if in a perfect world, season 2 was coming right away, and a whole brand new cast of characters added to what was already there. But our Jane Hancock, I'm talking to you, immediately Iman Europe, I'm talking to you. Like we need y'all, Ryan Nicole, pull the fuck up. Like we're continuing to do the work to provide safe spaces for our women, and beyond that, I'm just super fans of y'all. So like that, I hope that is resonating. Lauren, soul development. Fee, soul development. Britt, soul development. Like we need y'all. Like it is as ecstatic as I am about what season 1 did. My hopes for the process of season 2. Fuck what the numbers say and the accolades. My hope for the process of season 2 is that our women feel invited, feel safe, and come get their shit off. Because I feel if that's in place for season 2, oh, it's a wrap. Like if we thought season 1 was special, if we're able to pull that off for season 2, bruh, it's gonna be amazing. So, thank you everybody that did support. This is proof that community can outdo the machine and how many marketing dollars niggas can throw out their albums. We do a lot of educating on the process and the behind the scenes and the business of art. I encourage you all to go look at the artists who dropped June 26th and look at what their marketing strategies were versus ours. And then we can talk numbers about what some of them niggas had to throw at their marketing for the albums, upwards of $250,000. And we debuted at number 3. So we beat all them niggas out. The only niggas that was ahead of us was Eminem and Zero. Eminem is beefing again with Revolt and Joe, so the music to be murdered by skyrocketed number 1. He's fucking Eminem, for crying out loud. And then Zero, that's another thing not to sleep on, the power of independence. Zero is a product of the Screw Click. That Houston shit ain't nothing to play with. That's why they did the numbers that they were doing, and they're revered the way that they're doing. R.I.P. to DJ Screw. The model and the infrastructure that he built down there for Houston, Texas acts specifically, and Zero is the darker Drake. So it's only right that when he comes back, he does the numbers that he's supposed to do. So salute, big bro. I've been a fan forever, so it is an honor to see our shit next to the likes of that, and Run the Jewels holding it down. And so just by that alone, anybody saying that real music is dead and people don't care about it, bullshit. People showed up and showed out this week. So as much credit as we'd like to take, there ain't none of that shit. Literally, I know niggas say that shit all the time. Oh, not possible. No. That ain't us. We couldn't have did it. So thank you guys, and that's my rant and my spiel for the show. Let's get back to the shit stuff. I missed y'all. I got shit to talk.
Uh-oh.
A lot.
Uh-oh.
A lot. Where y'all want me to start, son? We want to get canceled, or we want to ease our way into it.
Fuck it. Let's get canceled.
Fuck it. Hey, wait. Both of you niggas' reaction to that is sick. Like, let's get canceled. That's what we wrote. That's what we do.
I mean, if you think you can cancel us, man, come for us.
Welcome.
L must have went to Arizona because he's been shooting. He's shooting all day.
Hey, man, I ain't got time for this cancel culture, bro.
I sent G. I sent G a song this week. I sent G Impo a song this week and with a long, and I don't ever do that. I don't ever sing y'all songs with a sort of preface, do I? I don't do that a lot, do I?
Not prefaced, no.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like I needed to explain it a little bit. And not so much so that they would understand the song, but to drive the conversation about how I was feeling about a particular topic. 2 weeks ago, J. Cole surfaced outside of the Dreamville releases with his first solo release of 2020. What was the name of it? It's been 2 weeks now, so now I don't even
Snow on the Bluff.
Snow on the Bluff. Great title.
Yes.
Great title, especially if anybody has seen that movie and like the reference and understands the reference. Great concept. And then turn the song on, and it's fucking amazing. That's where I want to start. Amazing song.
Did you not know the backstory already?
I did not. I personally did not.
Oh, okay, so you just
I knew. But in fairness, we had been talking about niggas coming for particular people. Cole. Mm-hmm. We've been saying that for at least 3 weeks now.
Just jabbing the fuck out of those caves.
Yeah. So we are so aware of the backstory, yes, but not understanding how much it pertains to Snow on the Bluff. So let's do that.
Got it.
So I'm just going. This is just a great song. Happy Cole is back, and he rapping. Then Twitter starts to go crazy. Oh shit, Cole's trending. Why? Cole's a misogynist. Huh? Cole hates women. Huh? Whoa. The fuck is happening?
Yeah, they had time for Cole that day.
They had time.
that few days.
And then Kendrick hates women. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is happening? Like, I've never been so confused in my life.
They wrote Kendrick in it?
Bruh.
Oh, that's nuts.
Dot caught straight bullets. Dot caught straight bullets in the process. I'm like, what is happening? So
Yeah, that nigga really the Reaper, because he didn't even say nothing.
That nigga didn't say nothing. He just showed up at the protest. That's all he did. That's all he did was show up. So then
I fuck with him, man.
So then people are walking, as Twitter does. Shout out to the private investigators on Black Twitter. Y'all the truth. Mm-hmm. Y'all get shit figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cole is responding to NoName's tweet. Oh, shit. Why? No, so before getting to Twitter's response, they figured out that it's NoName. NoName figured out that it's her. Chance responds on the behalf of his sis, and NoName responds too. 33. What's
No, 33 or something like that.
Oh my gosh. So before
number 33.
Before getting to the context of the song, another great fucking song by another one of my favorite artists. We've been talking about NoName for how long?
Good amount of time. Years.
Forget what the song is about. She's snapping. That's all I'm here for. Another great song. Another win for hip hop. Another win for hip hop. Another L for Black love though.
Yes.
Oh, I was sad.
Completely.
Oh, I was sad.
Completely missing the boat.
Gee. I couldn't. People kept asking me to talk about it. I didn't know what to say.
We're so angry at each other.
And can't even and don't have a safe space to unpack why. And so, this gonna be mad personal. So forgive me, y'all, if I'm personalizing it too much for a show that. Fuck it, we personalize shit on the show.
Hey man, we got 2 hours, man. It's personal.
That's why they're here.
That's why they're here. Something's Abound.
Fucking Abound.
I just got done reading The Water Dancer. Salute Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah, I'm halfway through. That shit's crazy.
That shit's crazy.
I'm about to start it.
One of my favorite people that I've never met, but just every time I get to hear him speak, every time I read anything that he writes, I'm floored.
It's gonna be well thought out.
Oh my gosh, and it's gonna be rooted in so much truth. It's not gonna be a lot of places for you to escape from said truth. Like it's kind of like being like somebody hemming you up almost. Like nigga, where you going? Like nigga, get up off me. And you think that when you think you finally taller than your dad. Well, I know you didn't experience it. I got taller than my dad hella quick. For some reason, I equated taller with being able to see this nigga about something, and OG strength is just different. And nigga, get off me, and you not going nowhere. nigga, no, you not going nowhere. So, Dad, I love you. I see you about something now, nigga. I ain't 13 no more. No, but that's what
different.
That's what Ta-Nehisi's writing feels like.
Mm-hmm.
But it also doesn't. It at the same time, it doesn't feel like somebody's wagging their finger at you. Is what I appreciate. So The Water Dancer is his first novel, but he took the approach of being so of doing so much research that his fiction, it feels like. It doesn't read as fiction. It doesn't
like nonfiction.
Yeah, it doesn't read as like
it actually happened.
Yeah, it doesn't read as a fantasy. Even though there's like
it did actually happen, but it wasn't in the context of like how he did it, but
exactly.
it was for sure. I mean, it wasn't somebody's actual story, but it was like the overlying landscape.
And so from the language, the dialect, the how he goes about painting the setting,
put you in that time.
You're transplanted. You like
I don't know if y'all feel it or y'all realize it or whatever, but we get intuition. Like we get pulled by our ancestors all the time.
Yeah.
So when these things when something like that happens, bro, that's like pure active, like whatever. But when you read it and when you like you really feel it.
You really feel it.
You know what I mean? So
And I'm referencing this book because the book, without ruining it, without spoiling it, it's about a young boy who was born into slavery, but has a particular set of powers, quote unquote. But he is unable to tap into them unless he can access his trauma, which he's stowed away as a means of just surviving. Who that sound like? All of us. Nigga, something catastrophic happens to you, and where the fuck do you put it? Store it deep away so you can go on about your fucking day and not be held up. What happens if generations upon generations stow away said trauma? It don't go away, bro. It just doesn't, because great granddaddy passed away. The shit he was burying don't just die with him. He's somehow handed that down to his son or his daughter or her daughter. Like it does not go away. So we're talking about 400 years plus of an existence of trauma and like the ultimate pain that's rooted in your family dynamics being the main source of attack for the attack on your people. Like break these people, we're gonna break them in the most inhumane ways. Stripped away, a baby being stripped away from their mother, the mother being stripped away from the baby, the father being stripped away from all of them. Or not gonna strip you away. The master, the plantation owner is just gonna rape your wife in front of you and then have another kid, and you're supposed to deal with that. That doesn't just die. So when we talk about black love in 2020, now you got to talk about black love in 1830. Mm-hmm. And really start to look at this fucking pain that we're enduring. So
the fact that we can love it all.
The fact that we can love it all
is nuts. That we even can feel love in the first place, because our biggest thing for sure is displacing our anger or whatever and displacing our pain. But the fact that we feel the love in the first place, or what we think is the love, is nuts.
It's nuts. And so in the midst of we kept saying it's like something ain't right. I get that everybody trying to be an ally and ask how to help, but nigga, you asking the wrong fucking question. If you got to ask how to be an ally, you asking the wrong questions. You missed the boat. Social reform, social injustice, like there's focuses being put. Companies are having to ante up their dollars, and then you can still look online and see us at each other. And I love NoName. I love NoName. I love NoName. I love you. This ain't an attack.
Look at mine not trying to get canceled.
It's just gonna have to be what it's gonna be.
No, I'm not even talking about from NoName. I'm just talking about period. just period. It's like no. I'm tell you first and foremost. I love
you.
No, when you interrupt. No. I
love you. Like, man, feel me out here.
But and I wasn't even gonna lead with this until it happened this week. And so, shout out to being able to have a week off for real. She goes, I wish, I forget what the historic, Angela Davis. She's like, I wish Angela Davis got the same love and admiration that Beyonce got. Why, bro? What did you need to say that for?
I mean, if we want to have a deeper, darker conversation, people that are educated be doing this shit to themselves, man. Like, y'all be loud, like, it's sort of like the stigma behind being rich, like being like having new money, is that you just don't know how to act with it. Man. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like when you are the educated African American, you start to act kind of like how when Africans hit America, and it's a look down effect on other Americans instead of like a I don't know. I don't know what you can do for Americans for African Americans because African Americans would be classified as probably the most lost because of not knowing anything like much about their ancestry.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that there was slavery involved.
Yeah.
After that, it's up in the air.
Yeah.
So you can give your DNA away and get some type of piece of inkling or something back for yourself, talking about what your ancestry is about. But how much does that really do? Like finding out about that information, yes, is important. But the fact that it hasn't been something that's passed down from someone living really hurts. Yep. You know what I mean? Like it's painful to not know yourself from somebody teaching you about yourself and you having to go out and find out about it. Now, in the odd times where somebody that is educated is coming from educated background, from educated parents or educated grandparents, it's passed down, where they have certain type of information, I think you have to be your response to people that do not have that background has to come with some level of compassion. In my belief,
it has to. There's
like it's not like it ain't no point the fingers at you, ain't no look down at you type of situation for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I don't know, nigga. Like, I have a zero clue. And I'm just trying to get by with the little information that I have, but I'm continuously if you're somebody that's trying to learn, then best believe that's the ones you want to cultivate.
Yeah. And so but
yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Cause I'm with you. That's how I felt. And then the more I got to think about it, I was like, well, fuck. Maybe, just maybe NoName feels like niggas, especially on that I'm trying to learn shit, sound like the white people that's trying, like, how can I help and be the allies? It's like, oh, fuck. Is that what she's hearing? Is that what, because it's not the same thing, but is that what you're displacing it as?
Well, once again, the blind spot, I get it, but
it's a false equivalent though.
Right.
That's all I'm getting to. So it's not an attack. I'm just trying to understand who it is you're trying to ignite, who you're trying to lead. It feels like the institution of church.
Mm-hmm.
How uninclusive it is of the people you need to be talking to. Like, church should be outside then.
Like when that lady was trying to give her testimony, and motherfucker took that mic from her, man. She was just trying to tell you, man, she lived a crazy lifestyle, man.
She lived hey.
She was trying to get. She just wanted to give you a little detail. She might overshare, but she was just trying to give you a little detail.
She overshared for real. and he put it in my mouth. Like, hey, that video was wild. Okay, see, we're sick. We're sick. We try to have a serious moment. Oh man!
You started talking about the institution, the church, man. That's the first thing I thought about, man.
So I'm like, I'm trying to see it. And then Cole, oh, you not off the hook either, nigga. But I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You not off the hook
completely.
Cole, which we've always known,
mm-hmm.
which is how we're able to accept Cole. We know that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
He went to school. He know a little bit more than niggas, but not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot. And he'd be the first to tell you, like, hey, I'm just a regular nigga, bro. I don't know why people fuck with me the way they do. I'm just tapped into my emotional intelligence a little bit more, not my information based intelligence. My emotional intelligence of being able to be vulnerable on record. What that has afforded people, I don't know if people really can really do the math on that type of currency that's afforded Kendrick, that's afforded Drake, that's afforded Sean, that's afforded Crit, that's afforded Cole, this whole new wave of new artists, Triple X. His whole reign is like he's just more emotionally intelligent than a lot of people are allowing themselves to be.
Which is a step in the right direction.
It's a major step. A major step. And so the unfortunate part is that the journalists and the people that get to cover it get to dismiss a lot of the dialogue those men specifically are having as misogyny. It's strange, but I get it. It's strange, but I get it.
What's strange about asking questions? We can't ask questions no more.
Well, no. I'm not even going to attempt to defend that. I'm not even going to attempt to go, well, some things abound, but
I hate you.
All right, I'm done. I promise I'm done.
No, you're not.
I promise I'm
No,
done.
bro, it's coming again. It's coming back.
What's so strange? But the way you asked it was like, what's so strange about asking questions? And I'm like, well, now you got me there. It shouldn't be anything strange about it.
All right, because it's something that I can't really say on mic because it really is like that. Really is the cancel culture group, but it's the idea that okay, the information is out there, but isn't it actually quicker to receive information if you just ask a question and somebody tells you? Like you and you can go and do your own research on it, of course, but when you ask the question, it shouldn't be shunned at the fact that you didn't know the answer already. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason why I'm asking a question. Like, you don't ask questions? You just go look up all the information for everything you need to know? That shit sound. I mean, that shit sounds like you're going to be moving at a snail's pace to me. Because, like, if you got to go look up everything and you can't ask nobody that already then looked it up, it's nuts to me.
Yeah.
What did Kevin Hart say on the Joe Rogan podcast? He was like, the reason I'm so far is because I'm not scared to ask questions.
Exactly, bro. When you talk about walking up to Bezos, bro, like, yes, I walked up to him and I just let him know that I'm here, that I'm actually a person.
And again, these are parts of the trauma of our history and our existence in this country that we're continuously having to repair in real time. And there's no padded fall, there's no safe space, and to do it on a public forum, that dialogue ultimately via NoName and Cole, some of the most healthy shit that could have happened on a public forum, left for others to have input on, made me uncomfortable. How NoName and Cole in a room with hella people, men and women of color, let's have that conversation all day long. And then even make the songs too. But the jabs back and forth, and I was ultimately happy that Cole didn't apologize.
Yes.
I was really happy that he didn't take back any of his words.
Yes.
I was really happy that NoName got on that nigga ass the very next day.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like, what's up? You could rap, but nigga, this I'm gonna show you something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad. I wasn't mad at either of them. My only discomfort was how much context was missing from not just the others, but from the youth. It was a lot of people in and around our age and younger having unhealthy dialogue in around what was happening between NoName and Cole. And it's the invisible attack on black love, and that isn't just if you're in a relationship, a hetero relationship. No, this is for black people who identify as LGBTQ. This is for black people who identify as brother or sister, as acquaintance. Our black love in shared spaces is fractured in a way that we do not fucking understand.
Mm-hmm. Completely.
And so to have a public sparring back and forth that is healthy, because tension is so fucking healthy, and I feel like both of them learned a significant amount. I learned a lot. We learned so much from the tension, but we're so hurt.
They weren't reading the room.
Not reading the room. Thank you. I said all that to get to that.
Yeah, they were not reading the room. They didn't see that big ass elephant in the corner.
Man,
they didn't see none of that shit.
Man,
like, which is kind of like I get the rapper thing, where if you in rapper mode, and Cola's still in rapper mode, so if he hears something, bro, like that's just how that's his outlet to respond. I get it, but I won't get the whole thing of. Okay, we got this whole thing going on outside, right? People out here in the streets protesting. Yeah. Folks out here trying to get things done.
Yeah.
The fact that all that's going on that is in a direction for somebody to go online and start talking about their people and what their people are not doing in this time. No. Let's highlight what people are doing in this time. The people that are not doing something this time, maybe they're gearing up to do something. But why are we forcing people's hand to do something that they're not wanting to do? You know what I mean? Like I just don't get it. The timing is wrong.
Thank you.
Like, and for the folks that if you mad about somebody's entire discography, and this isn't just personal, no name, this is just period. If you got something towards somebody's entire discography that is covering what's going on at this moment, do you not see the track record for them that potentially they have something else on the horizon, maybe, and maybe eventually something's gonna happen? But if you're gonna force their hand, then now this shit's gonna come out, and it's not going to be.
It's not going to
it's not going to be conducive to the movement.
Yeah.
Because it was untimely on their part. These are very timely individuals. They've shown that. They have a track record of that. So I just don't get that. I don't personally get that. And then for it to get turned over to misogyny is a whole nother deal. And maybe that might be my blind spot potentially. I'm trying to work on it, but I just don't get that for any individual to, if you're of, and I have this argument later on in the topics, but if you're of our skin tone at this moment, if you are not awake in this moment, then you're asleep, bro. Like it just isn't gonna work out right now. Hopefully you can get that shit at some point, but if you are not awake and all of your power, all of your energy is focused at the oppressor and not at the oppressed, then I don't know what to tell you. Displaced anger or not, I don't understand why, and to be so educated, why it is forced on your people. No. Shit, man. I don't go. Now I will say, and this is why I'm gonna be fucked up. So my bad, y'all. I apologize. This is everybody's podcast, and sometimes I just go on tangent.
Let me just mark this right now.
You might want to mark it. But it happens. It happens a lot because this is something that is taught. This is something that is debated. This is something that the conversation is very heavy. Yeah. In the HBCU system. It's understood that is black education. You're getting to know black history, all of that stuff, right? But then you take that power and you insert yourself into society.
He going today.
Yeah, you insert yourself into society and you operate as if you're still at the HBCU. That the rest of the world is just going to be black on black on black on black. And it's not truth. And not understanding that the whole time, the 4 years that you spent or whatever amount of years you spent in that ecosystem, when you went out into the world, it was not that. You took that with you. So you do have a good energy. I will give you that. Yeah. But you still are going to come across and will have to interact with the oppressor.
With the oppressor and the oppressed.
And the oppressed. Both.
Who didn't have access to said ecosystem that you just went and got filled up at. And by that I mean you got filled up with empowerment and knowledge of self. It's that shit's so important, G. I'm glad you said that. Cause I'm not here like fuck it. Let's go. We here. I'm not asking white people for shit, bro.
At all.
I'm not asking white people for a fucking thing. I'm over that. Like, miss me with it. Somebody was asking about the titles on the Grand Nationxl record. The very last song is called "Baby in a Green Dress." Haven't talked about this at all. The very last song is called "Baby in a Green Dress." We got the masters back the Sunday that the protest started. Kevin, DB, Deuce, and myself got in the car and just drove around the bay listening to the masters. We get on E14. This is noon on a Sunday on E14, G. Traffic. What the fuck? There's a caravan protest black people ain't wasting no gas. Mm-hmm. So I knew it wasn't black people. I'm looking in the cars. It's all others doing a caravan protest on E14 on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
Except for location.
Except for the location. Guess who else is outside at noon on a Sunday on E14? Mm-hmm. The working girls.
Most definitely.
Baby in a green dress, working. Fuck your protest. Mm-hmm. So while you asking, can you help for real, my nigga? Come get some context first. You doing a caravan protest on E14? You don't even know where you at. Mm-hmm. What are you protesting here for? Take that shit to Piedmont.
No coverage.
Take that shit to El Cerrito Hills. What are you doing a caravan protest on E14 on a fucking Sunday for?
Take that shit to Danville.
Take it to Go to San Ramon.
Walnut Creek.
Go to the places where they have police on the freeway.
You fucking goofies,
IDs.
And you want to help? I'm not asking white people for a fucking thing, because you clearly don't get it. Mm-hmm. You doing a caravan protest in East Oakland?
Completely hijacked.
Oh, that goofy.
Real goofy.
Goofy. So, set that up to say, I'm not asking for anything. Because white people haven't asked for anything. They've taken it. Guess how we're gonna do that? I'm aligned, and I'm only concerned with us. How we cultivate and nurture our ecosystem. How we cultivate and take back our districts. That's all I'm worried about. No, I don't need the other distractions. I'm off that. Where are our resources coming from?
So the reason why I brought that HBCU thing up, right, Mani, is because as much as you leave that ecosystem and feel like you know it all, is the exact same reason why I tell you that you don't know enough. Because if you look at a me or a Mani, we went to all white schools. And you would look at us and shake your head about the fact that we went to all white schools, right? Man. But at my school, it was 1% black. 2 of those black people was on the basketball team. 1 came from Chicago. 1 came from East Oakland. Myself.
Shout out my nigga P.
Yes, sir. And then the rest of the 1%, because that would still make up another in that system probably about 40 people. Yep. That group was from Africa, my nigga. We did not speak the same language. And what did they do? They put us in a black student union. We had a house, and we went to the house. No, this ain't the house we lived in. This is just the house we meet up at and talk about feeling better in this area, right? Like, how can we, like, somehow, like, we have to come together, and this is our community, blah, 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 and this will just make us feel better being around all these white people. And first time we went in that month, it was just like, we all looked at each other. We was all looking across the room, and it was just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out. So we never went back to the black student union situation, right? But I say that to say that in those years, I would know more about white people than they may know about themselves.
Facts.
Because I would operate as a double agent.
Man, the spook who step out the door.
You feel me? So I would have a lot of knowledge on maybe what you would need for a movement if you would speak to me about it. If we could have a conversation, if you not look down on me about the place that I was at.
My nigga going.
It's possible. So I think that's where the communication needs to start, is that we need to be a little bit more open-minded about our own. Yep. We all have something to give. The people that did not go to fucking school has been on the soil, has been on the streets this entire time. They've dealt with the police. Yep. They know exactly what they need to be talking about, how they need to provide and give to this movement. We all have our sources. Bring them shits to the table. And get off your fucking high horse.
Come on, man. This is it though. Like,
you slept good last night, didn't you?
I did. He's like, I did.
I got some good sleep, man. Got some good sleep, man.
Oh man, this is just what we do it for. Because as much dialogue has centered in and around the NoName Cole shit, it's all been feeding into furthering.
Nah, we beyond that.
Our trauma. This don't have shit to do with them. It's so much bigger than them. It's so much bigger than us. The attack that has been placed on black love and our ability to collaborate because we're stronger together. Like, that's not, bro, that's not a fucking myth. That's not something to be dismissed as like, oh, you just saying that. No. The power we generate together, even only being 14% of the population. Mm-hmm. The power we generate together can overthrow all this shit. Mm-hmm. So the more divided we are, the easier chance they got of beating us down. And that's the fucked up part. Us being divided, they've still had one hell of a fight. Bro, like, we can't kill these niggas.
They've known that from the beginning, bro. The fact that we made it on them ships was enough for them. Because they was like, we didn't think y'all motherfuckers about to make this shit. I can't even tell you. There's no way the way we set you up on that motherfucker that you supposed to make it over here. So that's just crazy. But yeah, go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you good. I'm trying to think of what's the perfect pivot within that same space in that conversation, G. Your list of stuff to cover, the whole thing feels like we could go anywhere in that realm. Yeah. I'm thinking, let me know if it feels right.
The one thing that goes kind of off of that, just because it'll be a small point, is just that if we decided to stop sharing, that part was like kind of a part of all this stuff.
I read that and I really wanted to know what you meant by that.
Okay. So yeah, I was thinking, and I was just like, because there's so much going on. So this kind of ties into like the things I have later on, the things I don't care for, but so given the 14% thing that you just said, and how much we moved the needle, and how you see from the times right now that from the protests, they started giving us everything that we did not ask for. They changing Aunt Jemima. They doing Uncle Ben's then had it turn over a leaf.
There was never a time where I complained about at the beginning of Call of Duty saying Black Lives Matter.
Bro. You feel me? You can't go on a website without there being a tag at the top. Bro, like it fucking Cleveland voice stepped down, said that black people need to have these roles.
Yeah. What's even funnier though? What's even funnier is that when black people go, bro, we don't want none of this shit. They're like, well, what the fuck do you want? Not that. Mm-hmm. That does nothing for me. Nothing.
You obviously weren't listening.
You taking a black man off the box of rice. It's not changed.
Nothing.
But that's what I'm saying though, because like you got to think about, for this movement, the only thing about sharing yourselves with others is that you have to deal with the time frame of them getting it, and they don't have to get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to come over to your side and understand it. Yeah. And giving you being on top for so long, chances are you're only trying to glaze over the whole thing in the first place. So you're only going to be giving around stuff that don't really matter to the movement anyway, in order for you to shut the fuck up and keep it moving. Yeah. So I was thinking, what if we just stopped sharing? Like, what if we took our ball and went in, hooped in our location, or just went in, did our own game, and wasn't even tripping at all. And every time there was a mic that was put in our face that had something to do with ourselves, I ain't got nothing for you. There ain't no media coverage for shit I got to say. But things are still going on because we're communicating with each other. But we ain't passing along nothing. There's nothing. You want me to give you my ideas so that you can figure out how to flip them? Nah, my nigga, we do our own narratives. Yeah. And our own narratives will never make it to you. Yeah. You have to get it by telephone. That means y'all would have to know a black person that's a part of this in order to get understanding of it. I was like, man, like that would be the winning move, because it's gonna be tough trying to get people who have lived a certain way their entire lives, has been passed down living this way their entire lives, to all of a sudden get it without having to experience it. Yeah. Huh? You can, bro. There's gonna continue to be Karens. Like, just because you start calling her Karen and her name is Alice, doesn't mean that she's gonna stop being Karen. Like, it's gonna be another Karen. Like, bro, that doesn't do anything besides get that person. Cool, bet, appreciate that. That saved that situation. It's gonna happen again, and again, and over and over again. Yeah. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our culture, ourselves to ourselves.
Facts.
How about that?
Facts.
And then see if we have a bargaining chip eventually. But it ain't gonna be no time soon. They gonna be lost in the middle of boredom, trying to figure it out. And then we may have a conversation. But by then, we might have learned so much from ourselves that, y'all had your opportunity. Y'all had all these years to figure it out on your own. You don't got that. You don't got that luxury no more. Now, that's a widespread idea. It's hard as fuck to do as a total. But we can do that shit we can pass that shit around and see how far we get. I don't know, man. I just think that, bro, that's the only way that we could do it because, like I said, I know them.
Well, what you got me thinking about now is like let's pivot back to celebrities.
Okay.
And the ones who don't overshare.
Mm-hmm. Completely. Has all the power in the world.
We don't. I'm still pretty riled up about people attacking Dot, and Bruh's manifesto couldn't be any more clear. He won a Pulitzer for fuck's sake. Like somebody heard what he was saying. Hove and B are constantly attacked for what they may or may not say, but it's a lot of action. So I'm like, what do you want for real? Ye just popped up out of nowhere and is doing insane shit.
He figured it out.
How long until everybody has to backpedal and go, oh, he was after resources for empowerment and not the fluff that black people have continuously been fed. It's like, no, I see the play, I'm gonna do the play, and I'm gonna offend a lot of people in the process, but ultimately the resources I'll be able to provide will be the key vessel for our liberation for real. Point me to the money.
Completely.
No fluff. Stop with the fluff. And a lot of the fluff is only to be able to be sustained because of what you're talking about, G, us oversharing and everybody being in our business. Keep your place to yourself, man. It's one thing to have prophecy. Like go ahead and put affirmations and shit, like, yeah. But you can a lot of those mantras and affirmations, and you can keep that shit to yourself, and then speak it into existence, especially if it's an art perspective. But again, I challenge anyone, and this is trivial in the grand scheme of things what you're talking about, but I genuinely don't believe so. But if you think about Ye, this is right in alignment with what his prophecy, what he's been singing about from day one.
Completely.
I don't know what people were hearing when they were hearing Jesus Walks, but I listen to Jesus Walks, and I can envision fucking Wyoming, bruh. Going to where the tax breaks is stupid. He saw what Jeff Bezos and them got on their tax breaks and was like, oh, this is how you do it. Let me go find out how to do that and where to do it at. Wyoming offers this. All right, bet. And while niggas is sitting around laughing and making jokes and being offended, and he turned his back on us, and nah, bruh. It's a way bigger play here for your liberation. Nigga can't share everything. Can't talk about everything. Don't have time to explain it to you sensitive motherfuckers either.
Simple.
Hey, if you're late to the party, there has been a war on black people since we got to this motherfucker, and they haven't been able to kill us. So it's only gonna get turned up. So we have to arm ourselves with information, with resources, with weapons. Come on, man. With ownership in general. That nigga owns his name. Nike let him walk. The same shit niggas tried to get Michael Jordan to do. Hey, take your name and go. MJ was scared. Brian, take your name and go. Brian's like, I see what y'all saying. I'm gonna play it like this. All right. Yay, like, hey, look here. Y'all gonna do the partnership shit, and that like, and I hope Ye and Bron have rapped about it. Like, Bron got his lifetime deal because they let Ye walk. They couldn't let that shit happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And I know niggas are gonna keep saying like, "Yo, stop fixating on celebrity." Okay, this a new level. This a new level of kid we're talking about. How Brian, Ye, and Hove have issued in a whole new generation of entrepreneurs. It won't be another ESPN 30 for 30 broke. Ain't gonna be no more of those. Ain't nobody letting 50 million be touched at one time and not have nothing to show for it. That is never happening again on our watch, Brian said. Hove said, I'm going to create Rock Nation and infrastructure and show you how to leverage your business and expand your fucking portfolio. It was playing a different game here, people. It's just different. That to that Ye shit, that Gap Yeezy shit.
Yeah, 10 year.
Bruh been rapping about working at the Gap since fucking College Dropout, bruh. Go back and do a partnership. Everybody marveled over that Joe Rogan Spotify licensing shit. Ye went and did it in fashion and made them niggas come off a bag and their distro. For his clothes, their distro and their fashion warehouses for the fashion, bro. Gee. And we still not gonna call him a genius. Y'all still don't want to call him your feelings still hurt?
Increase that shit like 40-something percent.
Oh, Gap been quiet.
Super.
Gap been quiet, bro.
That shit ain't been hot since niggas was turning shit inside down in
Turn your Gap hoodie inside out,
bro. That was the last time you even heard of Gap.
Turn your Gap hoodie inside out. It's crazy. Is that only specific to the town?
Pretty specific, yeah. It was mainly like in the West.
But what? But do you remember why? There's a reason for it. Somebody knows the reason for it. But I just remember doing it, and it's like, nigga, why is your hoodie inside out? I don't know. See some niggas do it. Thought it was tight. Like, literally only wanted a Gap hoodie to turn it inside out. My mom was so pissed. It's like, bro, what?
Had to be, bro.
Had to be inside out. And it's probably some street shit. But I don't know. It's probably more than likely it's some street shit.
Likely, yeah.
But everybody had their shit turned inside out. I want to see who knows. Damn, man. We hit a fucking stride.
Yeah.
Your Candace Owens. What'd you find out about her that I don't know?
All right. So if it's true, I'm not quite sure. Like I didn't fact check this, guys. I didn't fact check it too far. But that when she was going to school at Stanford, Stamford, yeah, Stanford. She was ridiculed for her black skin and hair and look and stuff like that from white people, right?
Yeah.
So she had, and I think it was like to the point where damn near ran her out of school, and her she ended up being like I think she sued the school for like defamation or something. Not know what for like something like that. I forgot what it was, but and I don't know if she won either. So, like I said, don't know too many facts about this, but I'm kind of running over it. But then she started a blog that was going at like the Republican Party, and just kept doing it, but it wasn't getting really any traction whatsoever.
Yeah.
And this happened for I think a year or two, and then she went into the Republican Party and started doing the exact same thing towards the Democratic Party, and it blew her the fuck up.
Wow.
So
it's way more sinister than we're giving her credit for.
Oh man, it's impressive to tell you the truth.
She settled.
Yes.
Out of court for $38,000.
That's what it was.
The NAACP helped her with the settlement, and during that whole time that she was getting the threats and everything, they were taking her to school and picking her up.
So
and then she, like he said, at first she was going online and she was a liberal, talking that talk, and then she switched up to conservative, talking that talk, and she noticed that numbers started running up.
So it showed.
It showed her something. It revealed something.
But it also gave like us all like the fucking perfect example of how easy it is to rile up the left.
Yeah.
Like she tried that shit on the right, and the right was
like, man,
fucking,
fuck out of here,
bro. Like, nigga,
ignore it,
nigga. What the hell is that? Like, didn't even like it didn't even show up on their radar. But then the left, it happened to the left, and it was like gold. Like it was, and now she's where she's at now can't be touched.
Yeah.
And that's all off the backs of us. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all off the backs of like the
emotion again. And for people who claim to want to get so much done, the amount of emotion that is going into shit with people who don't give a fuck about your feelings. I keep trying to have that conversation with people, and I'm blown away how many grown ass people don't understand the world don't give a fuck about you
at all.
And then are doubly offended when I go, the world don't give a shit about your feelings. Oh my gosh, you're an artist. How could you say that? Excuse me. I've been living it. Thank God for Dee Dee, bro. I say that shit all the time, but my mama don't know how much of a real one she is, and going, hey, Playboy, the world don't give a fuck about you. So you got to move accordingly. I remember, I think I tell this shit all the time, but I remember being so distraught the first time my mom telling me the world. So imagine 6-year-old me acting like 40-year-old some of my partners that don't know the world, don't give a fuck about them now. Having temper tantrums, yo. 6, my mom goes, hey, I remember I did something so stupid, but it was in the context of hanging out with my partners at my new school who were white, Filipino, Asian, everything other than black. And these niggas wilding. I'm like, hey, I can do that too. Mom's like, nope. They'll kill your little black ass. Don't you dare do that. The world don't give a fuck about you. Oh my God, you hate me. No. I love you. The world don't love you like I do. These cops would kill you.
Came from love.
My mom told me at 6 the cops would kill me. I don't know. I feel like some behavioral psychiatrist would be like, you shouldn't tell 6-year-old the world don't give. Hey, she had no choice. That's a lesson I had to learn and live by it and move accordingly. Hey, the world don't give a fuck about me, G. So I'm not asking, again, back to my point, not asking white people for shit. Because my mom told me the world don't give a fuck about me. So what we doing?
The beauty though of life and the beauty of the evolution of it though is that was the way that Auntie had to communicate it to you.
Facts.
For you to be able to communicate it differently, yes, but in the same context.
In the same context.
To yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how that shit works. That's how that shit's passed down.
And that's my nigga too. She constantly says like, yo. And my mom listens to every episode too, by the way. So that like
most definitely. Shout out to
Love
her.
You. And she's like, y'all gotta stop roasting me on the show. I'm not roasting you. I'm bigging you up for how fucking amazing you are.
Completely.
Like the numbers came out Friday, and the only thing I could think of was my mom. Like, because seriously, like from the moment I showed interest in music, she drove me to grandma's house. We got all the records out the garage, and then every Tuesday, we were at the record shop so I could get a new record. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't. At no point she was like, nah. She's like, nah. You could do it, and your homies could be here as long as you in the house safe. I'm rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Never was it turn that shit down. None of that. Like, this is 100% her. So. I hope when you hear this, Mom, and talking about the whoopings and all this shit, like it's no. We've evolved, and we Elle talks about it all the time, like having to grow up together with your parents. Like we grew up and we learned a lot, and you sacrificed a lot. Auntie Carla, you sacrificed a lot. Y'all sacrificed a lot so that we would be afforded to be able to get it half the time that you received the information, and then our children will be able to receive the information in half the time in which we got it. We're undoing all the trauma ourselves, and together. You know, it's and it's not easy. It's not easy, and I hope that's resonating in the jokes more than anything. The unique story that I couldn't be prouder of. All the hardships though, like
most definitely,
like
most
a lot of pain, a lot of tears, a lot of loss. But everybody, the display of everybody's strength.
I mean, if anything, you should hold your hat on is how trauma bounces off of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how no matter how bad things will be, like it bounces off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's more to it. You know what I mean? So I would say like just the time frame. You got cats in their 30s now. You know, you got people in their 20s now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of kids in this group that we have pretty much all of them. You know what I mean? But it's just like you have to look at each one and just look at each one's personality and be like, damn, like. Man, that's a lineage that's about to do some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I'm done with the deep shit. I got beef with you though.
What you got, man?
I blame you, G.
What?
You let them get Ron Jeremy, man.
My nigga, they should have got Ron Jeremy when Ron Jeremy first off his first video.
Ron Jeremy been doing porn since the 70s.
Nasty nigga, man.
And they didn't come get filmed till 2020. That's how you know 2020 crazy.
That's how you know 2020 crazy. That's how you know, nigga, this shit has been wild for a long time.
That's how
bro.
you know this shit been many that they've been letting Ron Jeremy cook out here.
Cause there is no porn without Ron Jeremy.
Facts.
So,
and they didn't come
the fact that porn was built off of this, bruh.
And they let him come get him. I'm hot. Ron Jeremy at the house, like, bruh, for real. He's speechless. Like he don't even have the energy to get mad. He like, for real. This what we doing?
He had one of them training day speeches for him.
I say it's outside.
The worst part is that nigga's probably butt ass naked doing it.
Facts. Like he like
pointing all the figures, butt ass naked. Boy.
Imagine not changing your whole steez for like 35 years, and then the world changes. And then you like, bro, I've been doing this. Like Ron Jeremy's defense is
you got to be thrown the fuck off. Like, nigga, I didn't do anything different from
for 35
me.
years. His defense in court is gonna be like, bro, this has been me forever. And then go like, nah, but times have changed. Huh?
Yeah.
Times have changed,
Confusion.
Jeremy.
I never got the memo.
Confusion.
I don't have Twitter.
I don't even check my email.
I don't have Twitter. Cannot be your defense. I'm sorry, and we're not making fun of the allegations. We're just pointing to how fucked up this world is. Ron Jeremy been out here, been a sicko forever. Now the world is this. So, oh fuck, Bonnie, don't. I have to. I got to.
You got a Ron Jeremy story? Monty is talking like he's about to pull it out the archives.
No. I was getting ready to make a comparison to the hypocrisy and the confusion.
Okay. All right, man. Glad you cleared that one up.
That's all I was.
I'm glad you cleared that one up, man, because that segue is probably nuts.
My confusion with our new allies and going, hey, what's so different now? I'm just confused by it. Black Lives Matter now, and you're invigorated, and you got all this energy, and hey, Ron Jeremy has been disgusting for 35 years, bro. And now all of a sudden, we gotta go get him the fuck out. Fuck Ron Jeremy, man. What? It feels like the Uncle Ben's box. Like what are you talking about? There's sex trafficking rings that are ran by the CEOs and the people that you love. Go take them niggas down.
Big money.
That's
billionaire row right there.
Come on, man. You talking to me about fucking Ron Jeremy?
You want to talk billionaires? You want to talk where that money touch? Just trafficking, man.
This nigga's been a sicko forever, and this is what y'all came up with. I'm sorry to always go conspiracy theories, but this don't feel a little silly to nobody. I'm just saying.
Y'all thought drugs was important? No, nigga, sex is important, but that shit's nuts.
Man.
I wish we can get that, man. They're off all of us trying to grab that lucrative business.
Oh my gosh. And then the Chris D'Elia shit is even goofier.
Man.
And the DM.
That's a wild one. Can you lay that one out for me?
So Chris D'Elia, before we even get into all the other shit, is actually, I think he's funny. Personally, I
do too.
I enjoy his style of comedy.
It's a not give a fuck type of
exactly.
Yeah.
But is on record for being a sicko forever. And not in a sicko of pedophilia. Like that would never be funny. But just his encounters with women who are his fans, who frequent his show, he been on record talking about he fuck fans. And everybody in the room laughing. To watch all his partners who have been in on the joke pivot away when he's now in trouble has been the most disgusting shit ever. Every one of his peer group, Whitney Cummings, Brandon Schaub, Segura, that whole crew. Now y'all don't got nothing to say. Brian Callen, none of y'all got nothing to say, huh?
No, they got the example from Louis. They're like, nah, we not getting nowhere near that.
Yo,
we already can't perform in front of people.
This shit is all really, really goofy.
Yeah, no, it is.
So it's as simple as that. So I can't even get to whether the allegations are true or not because the optics of it reek right in alignment with this patronizing, pacifying, patching up the inner tube, patching up the boat so the ship don't sink shit. Like it all reeks of that significantly. And again, fuck Chris D'Elia. What are we covering that for? Or not covering it for? Because all those same shows, the Whitney Cummings had a whole bunch to say about Cosby and everything. She ain't said a fucking word. Rogan and them did a whole bunch of shows on. Okay, now y'all quiet because it's your people. And again, it's not even an attack on them. It's just again to point out to G's point how they ain't no emotion for them. That's they man, and they immediately pivoted from that nigga because he's attached to something disgusting.
Okay, so that comes to. I'm probably just gonna dial these out as we go through our conversations, and not just do them all at once. So like the things that I don't care for, Mani's already speaking on one of them, is that when you watch media and it's marginally focused on black people, bro, I just don't care. Like and it hit so close to home because I know Mani fucking hates him, but I do watch Andrew Schultz because I like to know I like to listen or just I went down a whole wormhole this past week because I was even watching Fox News clips. Because it was just like just getting to know the other side. Yeah. And like the fact that y'all
it's game film.
Huh?
Game film.
Game film. Yeah, y'all really don't have to experience it. Y'all have no clue, but y'all have so much to say. Yeah. So with the what I'm getting to is that I don't understand the what I can't mess with is the amount of coverage that has to do with black topics coming from predominantly white people. Because I would think that you would have to get signed off on for talking about black topics if you ain't got nobody in there to give you the thumbs up on it. Would be my thought process. That's the way that we should attack these things in my book. Like you can't even say nothing about a black topic without having a black person in the room to sign off on what you're saying. Like you can talk, you could have your opinion, but there better be at least a black person there. Yeah. At least.
So I'm glad you brought up the Schultz thing because I was going to just skim over it. They were doing their sort of review of 846. Yes. And I hit you and Poe immediately discussed it. Because Because these motherfuckers was talking about comedy.
Yes.
Fuck comedy.
Entertainment. They wanted to be entertained. It goes back to slavery.
I want to be entertained. Motherfuckers are dying, and you want this nigga to get up there and dance and make you laugh. Fuck you, both of y'all.
When white people are bored, when white people are bored, they look to have black people entertain them. That's going back to slavery.
Black people are dying, and you talking about wanting to laugh, you sick fuck. Meanwhile, my beef with Schultz is the fact that his people didn't fuck with him. Only reason Schultz has any leverage, any clout at all is because of Charlemagne.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. We let these motherfuckers come stand next to us, elevate themselves, and then take that shit and run. And then when they take it and run, now they looking back and still don't understand. Mm-hmm. And you talking about being an ally and all that. Man, fuck out of here. You part of the problem.
No, he's definitely not that. He completely he only takes from the commercial.
They're talking about 846 on a white and Indian podcast, about wanting to laugh right now. The whole point. How you missed the whole premise of the shit. You a comedian.
It is a nasty show, man. It's disgusting. It's a nasty show.
It's disgusting.
I've not watched
it. The niggas are sick. And I watch it for that reason alone too, just doing recon on how sick and how dumb people are, and then how these motherfuckers have a platform.
And then look at how many views it gets.
And how much.
You gotta look at the numbers, because the numbers is up.
Man,
throughout this quarantine, his numbers are up. So their platform is working out. Yeah. But it is like, I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, fuck, because it's overwhelmingly about us.
Yeah. And it's all the coverage they can do. Don't nobody care about their culture.
That's what I mean, because like if it has to do with somebody else, like I feel like they spent a hot second on the Call Me Daddy girls.
Yep.
But other than that, it ain't got nothing to do with white folks. Like everything got to do with black culture.
Nope.
And it ain't a black person. Like maybe it's somebody behind the fucking camera.
And
but
what's funny, the Call Me Daddy shit only really got lit because Joe and them covered it. Joe Budden, not Rogan. Joe Budden and them covered that shit.
Right.
So again, we run everything, bruh. And little fucking feeder fish like Andrew Schultz come in and clean up. And this whole existence is centered around just being a fucking feeder fish. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting. I don't even know, bruh. But that 846 just cemented my disdain.
Yeah, like I said, you can't even talk about Chappelle shit unless you understand unless you have the emotional response to it. Yeah. Like if you can watch that shit and not feel the not feel the raw emotion, yeah. It doesn't garner anything inside of you. Yeah. Then my nigga, you don't have a say so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like don't say nothing about don't say nothing about it like laughing on that shit.
Man,
comedy the comedy drops.
Wasn't funny. You fucking idiots. You had a list. Run them down, because you had some shit.
All the things like not care about.
Yeah.
Weaponizing race. I don't care for it whatsoever. And
run that down.
Yeah.
Weapon, because I've heard this term.
Mm-hmm.
I think I understand it. But please run it down.
All right. So since it's high tension stakes right now, I've come across the fact that black people will find a way to get themselves in a situation where race is involved, and they know that it's touchy. They know that there's one name that's going to come up, which is George Floyd. Mm-hmm. And when that topic comes up, there's going to be mixed reviews on the details of it. So you find yourself in these situations, right? But you kind of seek them in a way. You're looking for something. You're looking for the beef of it.
I see.
And after what you sought happens, mm-hmm. is when you throw the card in that I did that because I'm defending the black race. Those are small fry fights. You know what I mean? Like those are not where we're going to be weaponizing race on. Like that's not like we're not weaponizing race in the first place. But that's
just making it mad trivial.
You will never get someone to understand you if you are out here still worried about what somebody calls you the N-word.
and undermining a much larger fight. Again, how do we critically, because this is back to your NoName and HBCU point. We and this may be a part of our privilege, G, and you spoke to it. Us going to all white schools, it kind of stripped
completely.
It kind of stripped me of wanting white people to empathize. I don't.
Oh yeah, immerse yourself in it. You understand there is none.
So perhaps that's our privilege.
Potentially, you're right.
That we know that. How do we have? Because I've been feeling exactly like that. I've been seeing so many. Now that you explain weaponizing racism, I've seen that so much, and it's infuriated me because it's not happening from people who are educated on the advancement of black people as a whole.
Completely.
So it's rooted in mad selfishness and like singular advancement.
Yes.
That's my beef.
I need to win this here battle.
I need to win this here battle for me in my immediate village and not the overall advancement of black people. That feels
and you do it,
counterproductive.
Then you do it to go back and have like the barbershop talk about how this transpired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're doing it just to be able to relay the message back to your people that you got into it in these times is counterproductive to the overall picture. Because if we lose you, so if we lose your life, lose you in your life to something that was that small, for the small reward that you were going for with it, then it's completely lost. That is an entire soul that is gone that we could have used in the overall scheme of things. Yeah, that's my thing.
Man, I like this new segment.
I hate wasting our lives like that. And in a way we do it when we do these little small battle things, bro. We're not out here doing that. Yeah. We're not moving like that.
Yeah.
L been doing pull-ups.
But this segment's tight. Things L does not care for.
Bro, don't give a fuck for it.
We got what you got another one?
Last one I got is
for this week.
For this week, yeah. We'll be back with another edition of
last one I got is because I can carry these out each week. But white men calling for investigation before allegation. Don't care. I do not care.
Wait, because it's mad straightforward, and you're like, oh, all right.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't. All right, so once again, I brought this up last time we were here. White men feel attacked right now. And in their attack, in this race war that we're in at this moment, they feel that everything initially hits the waves as an allegation, and there was no due process. And then when they do their due process, things switch up.
The irony of white men calling for due process, bro.
But also understanding that due process had y'all in mind in the first place. So if we did do due process, then we're going to find nothing. That gives you plenty of time for you to come up with a lie and recreate the whole situation, because you're going to use you got fixers. You got fixers already in on the scheme. So if we did due process, yes, we're going to find nothing. It's going to be switched over to somebody else. I get it. That's the reason why that's the reason why allegations happened in the first place, is because it was the oppressed way, the oppressed way of getting ahead of what the oppressor was about to do to them. So they just had to create as many waves as possible in order to get the narrative going initially, and then allow due process to happen and find out what happens after that. Yeah. But first things first, I just have to get as many people knowing about this as fucking possible. Yeah. And then hopefully they come around to my way of thinking. Hopefully that's right. But I got to do that first before they put the fix in. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about that.
And that's another edition of Things L does not give a fuck about.
We'll be back.
We gotta find them a theme song though.
We do. We gotta just drop it in the middle. It's gotta be.
This is another episode of Things.
Hell doesn't give a fuck about.
Yeah, I do kind of want that GGN music.
Before we go, I just I wanted to because we're having a conversation. Um, and we keep talking about liberation and actual advancement and like overthrowing and defunding things. Just reconstruction as a whole that our nation needs. Been thinking a lot about the sort of the mafia sort of approach that America has with healthcare and that healthcare has with America. Think about Canada and Europe, how their healthcare systems are ran, and here it's a little odd. It's a little odd how healthcare is attached to age. Age, your location, like proximity, location, and occupation. It's a little. I think I hopefully the more, and clearly I have had a lot of time on my hands. Just things to think about. Just the stress, the added fear that having your health care, your insurance be attached to your age and your occupation. It's a real sort of hostage situation. It's a terrorist sort of thing. You don't do this job, you will not be able to have health care at all. So I don't know. It's just something that's been bothering me the more we think about liberation and advancement. And because advancement is something that in the word that I'd like to use, and resources and economics and access to said resources and economics, and so much of that being intertwined with racism and social injustice. That's another thing along like the lack of conversation in and around our school systems and our education systems and the resources that are allocated there is upsetting. The access to proper health care, the conversations, the lack of conversations in and around that right now is upsetting. And the distractions about fucking Uncle Ben's and Levi's and Amazon and all these people making making a statement. What's up with healthcare? What's up with our school districts and the access to the tools and the information that our children will have and do have or don't have for that matter. Just as this continues, because it's gonna get crazier. Believe that. Don't let them just patch up the hole in the boat on you. This working from home shit, this quarantine shit. A lot of us have found passions. A lot of us have tapped into our ingenuity and found new businesses. You're not gonna be able to get you're not gonna be able to secure a loan without some crazy APR attached to it, or some crazy sort of just like paperwork that locks you into. I read something the other day where it's like, hey, 0 to 3% APR for your first 18 months, and then after that it's 28%. Holy fuck!
You ain't never paying that.
You're never paying it off. So careful about some of the things you're getting into. And for the people of color and for the people who really want to be allies who have access to resources, some of y'all that are paying $100,000 in fucking taxes, go start you an LLC and invest in some shit and write that money off instead of just giving it away to these folks. It's a lot of people out here with some great ideas that just need partners and resources and need allies for real, since that's the word you want to use. And that will jumpstart being able to overthrow a lot of these bullshit systems that are in place, starting with healthcare. That's just been on my heart heavy, especially with how many people are suffering. My dad, Papa Ted, like, I just spend way too much time in hospitals to see what's going on for real, and to know so many people that are geniuses, that are brilliant, that could be working for themselves and providing new means of income for their family and their children, but are tethered to being able to just sustain healthcare. Like, how many do ask that question this week? How many partners are working at their jobs just to keep their healthcare in place? and then let's have a talk, fellas. Y'all got anything before we get out of here?
That nigga Monty's cold. You gonna say that deep shit and then right after the transition. So fellas, you guys got anything else? After I just went in so deeply. Here's the shovel.
Yeah, because I was only gonna throw some shit all the way off, so my bad.
No, throw it off, because that was left. That was on some other shit. I can't stop thinking.
Nah, but after what Mani said, for me to say what I'm about to say, it's just gonna be like, damn, bro, that's how you felt. Like Mani wanted to do the liberation thing, and then I wanted to do the what the fuck.
Well,
that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I guess whatever.
The name of the show.
Well, I was just y'all ever just wonder like how white people die?
Oh, I did want to know about that. What the fuck? No, I've never wondered.
Y'all never wondered about that?
No.
What was the question again?
Like, I ever just like think about it? Like, how the fuck do white people die? No.
No.
That's crazy, bro. Like, I'm the only one that had that thought.
What you got, G? I feel like you got this already worked out.
Money. If you look at everything that's surrounding us, right? We see left and right how black people die.
Oh.
We know
I did think about this actually.
Like, we know exactly how black people die. How the fuck is white people die?
How do white people die?
Because the ways that I know white people die is only funny ways. Like, it's only
falling into a tiger cage.
Bro, like, it's only funny shit. Like, it's only like, oh, they were rock climbing without the rope. They were doing like the extreme rock climbing and they fell to their death.
Damn, that's many. It'll own us something. Because I fully thought about this last night. It's like I saw George Floyd die. Like I watched it. The images of Sandra Bland in that cell was like, oh, she's dead. I can't get that out of my Nip.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch that video. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
We only have the funny stories of how white people die, bro. Like, I know that, like, it ain't funny, but it is funny comparatively.
In comparison.
Yeah, comparatively, that shit funny as fuck. Like, they tried to get the Guinness Book of World Record by jumping the furthest and the fastest piece of metal. And fucking got shredded into 1,000 pieces. I need, like, these are all things that, comparatively to how we know black people die, that shit is hilarious. Because you are seeking those deaths. And they're still not covered. They're covered as if they were supposed to go inside of like a Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah. Like, they're covered as if they're supposed to be held up on a higher platform or a higher pedestal because they were dying trying to better a fucking goal that they had in mind.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I was the only one. I guess I got
no. I thought about that shit last night, and when you explained it for whatever reason, I was like, damn, that's so true. Like, seriously, how do they? Because I know how we die. I have very distinct images that are real that are not Hollywood. Like, I have very burned in my brain images of black people dying.
That's what I mean.
Fuck, man.
Is it like something random? Like, are they usually the ones that, you know what? It's usually due to, damn, I do know how they die.
What you gonna say? Parachutes not opening?
That's one of them. That's one of them. Bungee cords breaking.
Climbing without the rope.
Playing chicken with alligators. Stingrays. Yeah. Nah, but seriously, the one that I'm really thinking of though is by what is it? What's the one when they do multiple murders? Serial killers.
Oh yeah.
They usually die by serial killer.
Facts.
That's a commonality.
Facts. Zodiac. How many black people?
But we usually know the serial killer. We don't know the names of all the people that they're taking out.
Yeah. Let's do that. How many the serial killers that exist? I know Black Bro in Atlanta was killing black children. Like I know, so there has been him. I guess DC Sniper would essentially count as serial killer.
Is it Unabomber? He's not serial though, is he?
That's a serial killer.
That's serial. He's serial bombing people.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was.
Oh, they die by Colts.
Colts. There you go.
They do die by Colts.
There you go. That's the one. Black people realize 3 minutes in. What kind of freaky shit you got going on in here? Nah, hey.
You be in there like Marty with the braids, the braids in the afro.
Brother Sunflower. Brother Shaquille Sunflower. Oh fuck. Y'all are sick. Man, let's get out of here. Lex, you got anything before we go? Nah, man. I appreciate you guys. It's been another episode of Meet the Brave. We'll see you next week.
Love.
Yes.